So, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to yet another session, uh, a learning time, I would say, rather. So, as we discussed last time, that we discussed about what is image, or how do you develop an inner image, or what is an inner image. We were discussing about image management basically. Today, we're gonna dive deep into as to what is a corporate image or understanding a corporate image. Last time we spoke about on a personal level. Today we are gonna talk from a organizational perspective as to how you can use image management in a corporate, or how can you use this particular tool in designing or manifesting or up or your dream company into a reality, as to how we can do that. When I say understanding corporate image, what is the first thing comes in your mind? What is the first thing comes in your mind? If I when I say image, what is the first thing? It can be different brands which may come into your mind. We never know.
uh,
It can be different brands.
Image is different brands
This
and also self image, our self image, how we want to present
yes,
ourselves in front of public.
exactly. So we have different ways in projecting different brands, and different brands has different brand stories, or the story or the image which they want to project themselves. See, for example, in this particular platform, Maven Learning for All, here different trainers, different people, different individuals comes and take sessions on different topics of what they are expert in, and that is the image which this particular brand has want to project. It is the perception and the identity of a company. That is what a corporate image or a brand image talks about. When you think of Apple, when you think of Google, or when you think of Facebook, you have different brands. Started McDonald's. It can be images and different stories behind the brand, whatever they have started. So today, Shabna ma'am have for some time she has been doing this, and she has created an image for herself through learning. We know, okay, this particular company or this particular brand stands for this particular segment, isn't it? Today, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, there are a lot of startups, there are a lot of people coming into the market from with different ideas, isn't it? And where does or if I'll have to put it in a different manner, let's look at into some key aspects of a corporate image, or what are the different factors which fall into these things. What do you think can be the first branding and your visual identity logo? First thing, it your logo, the colors which we use, the font size, the color scheme, style, or the way the the words or the letters has been projected, or it can be a symbol. How are we projecting those things? How are we projecting to the outer world? And the brochures, the marketing materials, or the marketing platforms which we use to market ourselves. So all these small nitty gritties makes a huge impact in people's mind. Logo, or Meena ma'am will have a different you know we have different ways of doing it, but without a strategy doing branding or marketing or creating a corporate image, you will not get anywhere. But you need a strategy. If a strategy doesn't work, we can all. So that is something. These are the two. It can sound, you know, it is just two normal words, but this talks about lot about a brand, or this talks about lot about that particular business, isn't it? So that is where these are the two main segments where, as branding or as corporate image is concerned, this is the main stance. And then comes your mission and vision as to why you are doing something is your mission, and for what you're doing something will be your vision. Basically, this comes with a lot of editing, with a lot of rewriting of statements, or sometimes, when you want to give us your vision or mission, then we start, this is one simple thing that I do, is that you can start writing down your whys, why you started something, or what was the purpose you starting something. This also helps in creating this kind of vision or mission statements for your own company, or identifying what are the values and what are the action which you want to, convey to your customers through your brand. Then comes your CSR, the corporate social responsibility, as to how you want to, to what kind of causes, to what kind of social causes, or what kind of environmental stability, or what is it you guys, as a brand, what is it you want to start working, like a collaboration or something like that. What is that you want to give out to back to the society, giving back to the society in different forms, and we call that CSR, or corporate social responsibility, isn't it? So these are a couple of things which initially we need to start, and this does it takes up lot of experience, it takes up a lot of research. It must have been like that. Okay, before I jump into, the next pointers, Rajvin, you there? Since she has joined and I'm calling her.
What do you want to
Are you
know?
able to unmute? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. On a short note, or in a very short manner, how you thought of becoming a laughter yoga teacher,
So I
or what brought you to kind of a career?
because I see everyone being depressed. So I know there's
Okay.
many laughter yoga teachers in the market. So I that was
Okay.
that was introduced by my teacher Lee Jin. So but every trainers
Okay.
have their own style. She just introduced me to laughter yoga, and I've been doing for 6 years before I've been even before I started laughter yoga. I started knowing laughter yoga for about 3 years before. So
Okay.
I actually liked it very very much, because when I started researching about
Okay.
it, I started in 2018 before I got certified. I started liking it. I started saying, okay, this is my cup of tea. Even though I will start small, but
Mm,
this is my cup of tea, and training is my cup of tea, because um there's not many trainers out there who can speak very
mm,
well, who they are taking
mm,
the TTT
mm,
certificate just for the namesake of it. They're not
mm,
dedicated. They're not dedicated to their profession. They're not dedicated to
mm,
life, and they haven't appreciated. Um, most people um, do for the sake of doing, do for the sake of material. Pesa. Pesa is a necessity, but it doesn't give you ultimate happiness. It can come and go.
okay.
So laughter yoga, it gives laughter yoga training and pageantry and this kind of talk shows have given me ultimate inner peace and happiness when I faced with
Okay.
so many problems. Thank you. And also being a
Thank
motivational
you.
speaker uh, helps me to speak better. Thank you. So
Okay. Okay. Thank
be
you.
able to face my problems better. Thank you.
Hmm. So, see, now with what she said, okay. So all these small things leads to having a particular kind of experience with every brand or every company you approach. So the kind of services or the kind of products that affects or that the kind of interaction which we make with customers or our clients, it affects significantly with the corporate image or the image which we have created to our own brands. And having excellent customer service or client experience and consistent quality, this also plays a, this also enhances your positive reputation in your corporate image. There are a couple of things which happens, but still it can be little small, but if we start focusing on small things, we'll get to understand that even that small things creates a bigger ocean. And that brings us to the next point, which is the a department called public relations. It can be interaction with some other vendors outside or the media to improve your uh, presence online and offline. See, now everything has gone online or even offline is there, but majorly it's online presence. And how do you want to present yourself, or what kind of message you want to give to people through your brand? See, all these things starts with one thing which is that the message or the experience you want to give your clients or your customers. And leadership, the people who are in the authority or the management plays a big role in this with the company's image. Because, see, being in a leadership role or being in a higher authority or a higher management role might not be everybody's cup of tea or coffee, or it may not come for everyone so naturally. Or if that is the case, how can you how if what all if you do, you can build that up. And it's all a learning experience. And what kind of behaviors or what kind of ethics do you want to follow, or what kind of transparency you want to have with people. And coming to the major point, we need to start identifying who's your target audience, which is more important, because a corporate image is shaped by how a company is perceived by its target customers. Many a times we think, no, not everybody will be your clients neither. For say instance, a luxury brand might aim to for an image of exclusive or stuff sophistication or high quality budget friendly. You'll find all these words attached to the kind of service or the kind of product which you want to offer to your customer. So it's an image, but what kind of story, what kind of experience you want to give out to people is something which we'll have to look into it. Or are you looking for sustainability? What is that we are looking for? As a brand, what is that you want to are looking for? And having all these things in mind, what is the importance of all these things? It starts building trust or brand loyalty, as we say, isn't it? A positive image helps us build customer loyalty and trust. Because if your customers start trusting you, they are more likely to engage with you or your company, or they perceive as your brand a reputable and an ethical or a loyal one. And then comes your that what is your strong, in which factor or in which area you are strong. Because today there are a lot of competitors who's competing, or who are your competitors in the same field. And different businesses have different model of working. So basically it's just very simple. These are just certain factors which you can start thinking in those lines as to what kind of an image you want to project outside. And it doesn't happen overnight. It might take time. And it's all, it's like pencil and eraser. Sometimes you'll have to keep rewriting. But kind of the image or the colors or whatever it is, and people who are working inside the organization, many a times even the color combination which should be used also helps in building a brand image. Any questions before we go forward? Any questions?
No question per se.
Okay. Rajvin, you have any questions?
Basically, what you just talked about is just basically on my experience on public relations.
Sure, go ahead. You want to share something? Go ahead.
When I first entered in public relations in 2009, I found public relations, communications and public relations my cup of tea, because I could do motivational speaking, I could do training, I could do many things with it, and also I could apply whatever I learned in my psychology for 2 years that I did. So basically, public relations is about knowing corporate image, is about knowing what to say, uh, knowing what, thinking out of the box. It's not about reading. It's about thinking out of the box, knowing what to say and what not to say to media. That's why we have press releases, we have press conferences, and also crisis management. Crisis management is not only not only in the not only for self, but also for corporate. Like when a company faces corporate crisis, you, as a public relations practitioner, you come in and give them solutions. So it's a very practical thing. So thank you, and I love my profession.
You need to love what you do. So
Yeah,
good. So
I
coming
love
back to
my
the
profession.
yeah, go ahead. So coming back to the the
I love my
final
profession.
part of our talk or session for today is, how can you keep developing and keep maintaining your image as such. First is consistent communication. You know, the clarity or the consistent message you want to tell about your company, your values, your products, and the services, which reinforce to the brand corporate image or the brand image which you have created for yourself. Then comes your customer centric approach. What kind of what are the things are you doing consistently to improve the customer experience through feedback and different ways or ideas or innovation which will strengthen a company's the way the company is being projected. And then comes the rest two are the operations or the the practices which uh, the practices which you have inside your organization to protect your brand image as such, or the transparency which can protect your brand image. So that also comes inside. Then comes your adaptation and flexibility. Flexibility also shows a lot of things, because today the market is changing so fast, and consumers or customers preferences also changing. So are we able to adapt to the new trends, or are we able to being flexible in picking the new things and start implementing that in our own organization? Then having customer centric events, engaging the public into the events, all that, the public engagement as to what are you doing to increase your visibility of the brand. So corporate image is more than just a visual identity, because it's an ongoing effort, to a project which is consistent and positive representation of a company. This beyond the just the logo which we project outside, because it is by aligning companies action, the message, the reputation, its core values, vision, all these things create a strong corporate image which drives the organization's success to it. Yeah. So that was a very, short, detailed, session which I had prepared for. If you have any questions, or if you want to share your experience, or if you are finding any challenges that I can answer it for you, I'll be very happy to do so.
Thank you, Darshani. It was really nice. You mentioned several important points.
Yes. See, majorly the points which I told was all, it is self-explanatory, but many a times, because of our priorities and other commitments, we miss out in a lot of things, or sometimes no one has given you that thought-provoking question, or asked you that thought-provoking question. So that is there.
That's true.
So sometimes asking that right questions can lead to different answers, but in a better way. Rajwin, any questions or anything you want to share before we call this a close?
I'm fine for now.
Good. Okay. So thank you, everyone. So on the next segment, we'll come back to on a little more on a deeper understanding how it affects your customers, or a different aspect to this, or a different segment to image management or corporate image.
Awesome. Thank you.